Okay, today, Thursday, 423, we are finding surface area. The difference between this one and the one yesterday is that they don't give you any nets, and you're going to have to use the dimensions they give you on these shapes to find the surface area yourself. This is usually actually how you would be doing it. If you did not watch the videos from the previous day, there's lots of examples on finding surface area using nets and things like that, so there's not much new in terms of the video to watch. This says it will take 4 to 6 minutes, but it will definitely take you longer than that because you have to figure it all out for yourself. So with this shape, there's a couple of things that you need to keep in mind. You need to make sure that you know what shape they're telling us. This looks like there might not be enough information here because what this is for, but what is this length right here? Well, we can figure out what this is because this says find the surface area of the square pyramid. This tells us that the bottom is a square. So that means that this shape right down here, and this is something I recommend to do all the time, is whether you're doing this or on paper. You know, if we were in class on paper, I'd be saying get out colored pencils and draw the different sides, right? Because it can help you keep track of what the different sides are for surface area. So this bottom area, this is a square, right? This is our square base. You know, I'm using a mouse, people. That's a square, and this is going to be 4 by 4, right? 4 wide, 4 long this way. So this is 4 by 4, and that means that the area of this base is 16 units. Next, you have this triangle over here. Now, the nice thing about this shape is that it is a square pyramid. So we have 4 triangles, and I know that there's 4 triangles because since it's a square, right? Since it's a square, you'd have a triangle coming off that way, and this way, and each side of that rectangle is going to have a triangle coming up to the point. So, and they're all going to be the same because they're all 3, and since this is a square pyramid, all the triangles are going to have the base of 4 because it's square. If it was a rectangular pyramid, then I would have maybe, as a quick example over here, if I had a rectangular pyramid, then I would have the base, right? And I'd have a triangle coming off this way, and I'd have bigger triangles coming off this way, and then you'd have these 2 triangles would be the same, and these 2 triangles would be the same, but they wouldn't all be the same. So you got to be careful about drawing out each individual shape before you simplify it. But I know since this is a square, we've got a triangle over here, and the triangle is right here. This is my triangle, right? So I've got my triangle shape that has a sorry about that, you know, triangle. And this has a height of 3, oh boy, 3, and the base would be 4, because remember, these are all 4. It might actually be easier to see it if you think of this front triangle, honestly, because if you have this front triangle, it's like this. Oops. Here's a triangle, right? You know from over here that the height is 3. It's going up 3 this way, but then the base is 4. So the base is 4. This was an arrow. This is not a 7. This is an arrow coming from that triangle. So then the area of this would be half of the base times the height. The base times the height is 4 times 3, which is 12. Half of that is 6. So the area of that triangle is 6. So then to find the total surface area, right, you need to imagine how many shapes you have. You could do that with a net. So you'd have the bottom, which is 16, and then you'd have 4 triangles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and these would all be 6, so 6, 6. So this would be 16 plus 24, because 6 times 4 is 24. So that would be 40. So this would be 40. Another way you can just look at the shape and think you have a triangle on the front, you got a triangle over here, you have a triangle on the back, you got a triangle over here. But don't be afraid to use different colors and shapes and things. Or if you're at home and you're kind of struggling to see what these shapes look like in real life, go and try and find these shapes in your house in something, books or packages or something like that, and that can help you kind of visualize a little bit easier how to find all these different surfaces.